Hey guys, Torsar here, back talking more sports. It's Friday, November 17th, 2023, and there's some huge NFL news today. Now, watching the Bengals Ravens game last night, I wasn't expecting the main story to come out of it was going to be that's right, huge breaking news, Joe Burrow to miss the remainder of the season. Now, we saw the Mark Andrews tackle, right? And there's the controversial hip drop tackle that a lot of people are trying to discuss now if it's going to be. I guess the competition committee has a bunch of statistics on that type of tackle. They want to try to eliminate it from the game. It's probably a topic for a whole nother video, but I mean, what do you expect the defenders to do anymore? As soon as I was listening to it on Undisputed, I said right away, oh, flag football, here we come. And Keyshawn Johnson said the same thing. He's like, it's going to be touch football. It's going to be flag football. You're not leaving guys any other option. And this is an offensive player saying that. He's a former wide receiver, and he disagrees with it. Sorry for the AC. I'm not even going to bother to shut it off. It won't bother anyone. And there was some other things. Lamar Jackson got tackled by the same guy and hurt his ankle. OBJ, Odell Beckham, re-aggravated a shoulder injury. But the last thing I thought was going to come out of it was the Joe Burrow. Now, the whole reason why this even became a thing, I don't think it would have been a big of a thing during the game if the Bengals themselves hadn't released that photo of Joe Burrow wearing the wrist brace. And now even this season-ending injury, whatever is notwithstanding, they were already going to be under investigation by the NFL for not disclosing an injury. As far as the gambling partners and everything associated with it, it's a big no-no. You're supposed to disclose injuries. How much you agree or disagree with gambling and how much it affects sports, it doesn't matter. It's a part of it. It always has been. It always will be. People will always want to gamble on sports. You have to disclose these injuries. And if you didn't see it, let me just show you the picture. This is what I'm talking about. They released this photo right here. Joe Burrow wearing a wrist brace coming off the team. I think it was the team plane, whatever it was. So if that photo had never been released, this wouldn't be as big of a thing. I mean, obviously it would be huge news that Joe Burrow is going to miss the remainder of the season, but this would be coming out of nowhere. And it kind of reminds me of, in a weird way, the Kobe Bryant when he tore his Achilles. I think it was in 2018, near the end of his career, and they were talking about how he had some, maybe even the KD thing too, where he had the calf injury and then he tried to play and he tore his Achilles, where when there's a pre-existing injury, something that's already wrong, you can kind of, it leaves the teams open for criticism where, well, you knew the guy was injured, or like in Kobe Bryant's case, it wasn't like this wasn't a story at the time. Like, he's playing a huge amount of minutes for a veteran player that's at his advanced age at the time. So when you see an injury happen, it's like, well, yeah, duh. What did you think was going to happen? Now, of course, he's just wearing a wrist brace. I mean, how many years did Tom Brady play with an injured shoulder and was on the injury report with a bad shoulder? And you could see some games it really was bothering him. It's not like it was some fake injury. They were probably more reporting it just because the Patriots were under so much scrutiny at the time and were pretty much on a zero tolerance policy. So it's just so crazy to see this. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. I know you saw the replays if you watched the game of him trying to throw the ball on the sidelines after that kind of weak touchdown pass. He was trying to throw the ball on the sidelines and couldn't even like follow through. Like, the ball was falling out of his hands. So obviously something major happened. Let me just go to the story actually on ESPN. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow will not play again this season after suffering a torn ligament in his right wrist. Burrow was injured during the Bengals 34-20 loss to the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday. He said Friday that he felt a pop in the second quarter when he left the game before being ruled out shortly after halftime. I was just going to tape it up and give it a shot, Burrow said. I just couldn't. Zach Taylor said Burrow will likely need surgery to repair the torn ligament. Without him, they're going to Jake Browning. He was 8 for 14, 68 yards and a touchdown. Taylor said the season is far from over. 5-5 Bengals. I mean, no, it's not far from over, but they're playing in the toughest division in football, and there's a difference between being able to still make the playoffs and actually having a shot at winning the Super Bowl. I don't see them really having a shot. This isn't that Philadelphia Eagles team that won with Nick Foles. Burrow is the second AFC North franchise quarterback to be ruled out for the season in the past 3 days. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson also will not play again in 2023. So now you take the strongest division in football, and now two of their star quarterbacks are out for the year. That severely, just those two players alone, severely diminishes the strength of that division. Never mind, also don't forget, after that game, the main storyline was Mark Andrews is probably going to miss the rest of the season with the injury suffered from the controversial hip drop tackle. So the NFL is investigating the Bengals reporting of Burrow's injury status in the lead up to Thursday's game. The Bengals have posted a video on X, Twitter. Elon, why'd you ever change that? It's so silly, dude. It's Twitter. It's such a better name. X is such a dumb, unoriginal name. Anyway, side rant over. On Wednesday night, a Burrow getting off the team bus wearing what appeared to be a soft cast on his right hand. No, it wasn't a soft cast. It's a wrist brace. They later deleted the post. Whoever posted that is a knucklehead of epic proportions, by the way. The league routinely looks into matters of compliance with its injury report policy, and violations could result in team fines or lost draft picks. The NFL had warned teams at the spring owners' meetings that they were required to list all injuries. So that is pretty huge NFL news. I'm sure Steelers fans are sitting there rubbing their hands together. Mark Andrews out for the rest of the year, most likely. He's Lamar Jackson's safety blanket and widely regarded as the second best tight end in the NFL. Deshaun Watson out for the rest of the year severely impacts Cleveland's chances of winning. I mean, they're trying to work out Joe Flacco. Like, oh, that's when you know you're desperate. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, out for the rest of the year. It's just so unfortunate. I don't know how badly it was injured beforehand, but this is just shocking to see. I would have never thought that he actually tore a ligament in his right wrist. I mean, it makes sense now. But yeah, it's just huge, shocking news. This is the NFL. Seasons are won and lost just based off a couple of injuries here and there. And the teams that can soldier on through them, people will say, oh, all NFL teams have to deal with injuries. Next man up. It's not how it works, man. There's injuries that affect teams and are more significant than others, and there's some teams some year that are just plagued by injuries. So it's not this one-to-one comparison where, well, this team has this many injuries and this team has this many. No, that's not the way it works. Some teams have deeper rosters. Some teams are more reliant on a particular few players. They put all their eggs in one basket. for better or for worse. It's just, I don't like to compare things like that, just to what, like, I don't like to compare people in their lives and their success, and everyone finds success and finds their way in different times in life. It's the same thing with these NFL teams, to make a really crappy analogy. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you got this far, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment. Any interaction is great if you watch my videos. You know I don't ask for it a lot, and I very rarely say it at the beginning of the video. More often I'll say it at the end of one like this. But anyway, guys, until the next one, stay healthy. Peace.